dude, it's crazy, man. What you guys are doing is out of this world, literally. No one else is doing this because you guys are combining liberal arts and food as a tech company. I mean, that's just some straight up Kanye, Walt Disney level type of stuff. Guess what? I have hot honey chili flakes right here. We got some honey. I bet you do not know what this is gonna go on top of. Amazing humans, what's going down? Kerry, Hokama, Viet, Nguyen. Today is a special day. You know, we're here talking about all these different restaurant concepts. I mean, this is the guy when it comes to all these Disneyland type of concepts here in Orange County. But we're going to go into the mindset, the vision, and so I'm going to let that happen. You know, last week, I was at Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
With my wife, and I was enjoying my time. I was going to Disneyland. They have like all these parks, themes like Frontierland, Tomorrowland. They got Main Street, and I was like, wow, look at all these themes. Every part has different feels. Like, I can't believe how Walt Disney was able to like orchestrate such a great platform, place for people to enjoy. And I thought about you, Viet, right?
Awesome.
When I think of Orange County eateries with all the concepts out there, I want to tap into your mind for a second, man.
Sure.
Because when you first shared with me, it wasn't all about, I want to go and create the greatest food.
No,
You said something
not at
different. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so I mean, Kei Concepts as a whole has always been founded on the foundation that we're a technology company that marries technology and liberal arts. And so one of the form of liberal arts that we chose just happened to be food. Culinary art has been something that really inspired me my whole entire childhood. We set out to build not a restaurant group per se, but we're set out to build an experience creation. When I first came to the US, I actually landed in San Fernando Valley and started to move south a little bit. And funny that you say Walt Disney. He's actually my inspiration. So always been looking at him as a North Star of what I really want to create. And so when I come down here, walking around, and I see this park, the more that you really look at Little Saigon right now, is actually multiple cities. And so this park right here, to me, has been one of the things that I love the most about Orange County. So when I look around, there's like so many, plazas around here. How can I create something that, maybe start here and start encompassing this park and create different feels and experience for our customers? So, I mean, we start from here. Hopefully, we're probably going to grow, but right now, this is our main focus right now, all around this park.
I love this. I'm sitting here, I'm looking out the window. This is a main street right outside. The window's here. We're in a big strip mall / plaza. And just even within this plaza, how many concepts do you have here?
Well, right now we have 4, but eventually we're probably going to have 7.
In this plaza?
In this plaza alone. I feel like when they come into this plaza, they can have a Kei Concept experience where different restaurant will have different field. You can go into, like a theme park of our different concepts, and you can kind of experience different time zone, different feel, different food. It's going to be very interesting to see. This is our 3rd concept here. The 4th is coming out, 5th, 6th in the work, and the 7th is, I cannot wait until I can show you guys what I'm working on.
I hope to be there when that happens. Is that cool?
Yes, 100%. Here's what's awesome though. You have about a total of 15, 16 in the works right now, just outside of here in total, right? So you're kind of like an IT/tech guy disguised as a food entrepreneur /chef. So
I know that when we had a conversation before, Viet, your mission was not, again, to be this crazy food entrepreneur. It was, how many problems can I solve? Exactly. Where did that idea come from for you to build your business and empire, your team per se, based off that question?
Well, when I first started out, I actually started out in technology. So my very first approach to business was eventually marketing. That's what I was thinking, because I felt like I was really into art and films and music, and I felt marketing was the right fit. And then it's when it gets close to it, I felt it's very rigid. Like it doesn't allow me to go out of marketing, but then ended up in computer science. Because I felt like as someone with a lot of ideas, software is more like, humanity's superpower. You can just think of something, you write some code, and it'll pop out at the other side. And you can use it to, affect multiple lives. And then I found out that, it's really hard to just focus on that and get people excited immediately. So I was like, let's focus on something that I can do and get instant gratification. So since I know how to cook, what if I can do food and beverage as your main weapon of choice to attack into this industry where the baseline of it is still technology. You're just using tools as F&B to get to people's heart a lot faster. And from there, then you can build different experiences based on the tech that we build. So at the deep end, we were still going to be a technology company. A lot of people think we're a restaurant group. We're actually not a restaurant group at all. And I explain that by explaining my role. I'm not really a CEO as a CEO. I'm more a producer. The way that I'm approaching it is like performance art. So when you walk into a restaurant, the way that we set it up, when you walk into a concert or a show, you need lighting, music, you need performers. So every single person that you first approach to the restaurant, obviously the host, the hostess, that's not how they talk at home, right? Obviously they're putting up a performance for you, right? They're wearing a uniform, that's costume. So when you walk into the restaurant, the hostess would lead you to the table. The server would come greet you. Obviously, that's not how they usually talk to people. Right. Obviously, they also put on a performance for you. And you come in, come out, sometimes only $20, $25. Higher end, you're talking about $100. Yeah. That's a ticket price, a person. Yeah. So that's like that's like you buying a concert, right? A concert ticket is about $50, $100. You're coming in, you expect all of that, right? You expect the performance, the music, the art. And so our art is just edible art. So we just make it, we put it in front of you, beautifully, looking at it. You enjoy it, you get, really fulfilled, you have a really good time, a couple of drinks with your friends. I think that's the whole entire performance right there. One of the best concerts I've ever been to would probably be like the French Laundry. Yeah. You sit there and the performance in Napa Valley. Yes. Yeah, and so, having that in mind, we approach it very differently. We approach restaurant as concert, as showbiz. I gotta say that I've been a beneficiary of eating at a couple of your restaurants in the last few weeks. Awesome. I didn't know that was your vision, right? But yeah. I felt different. Yeah. I went to Roll. I went to Fox recently. And as we were walking out, we're like, man, it's just different here. It's just, the people are different. And now knowing how you guys run and operate, obviously you fulfill your staff with that mentality and mindset. You train them to treat it like a performance, that we're the audience. Exactly. We paid a good amount of money as admission to come to your show, and now you're performing, and you got us what we needed. I'm Japanese, right? I'm born in Japan. I've seen like the culture, the craftsmanship. A lot of people take pride in what they do. Would you consider yourself Vietnamese American or Vietnamese? Well, Vietnamese American. I'm here. My kid's born here, so this country is my country now. I still look back at Vietnam as my country, but I feel like this has now become my first home. There's a lot of Japanese folk that I'm connected to who are in the restaurant industry. A lot of them aren't doing as well as I think they should be doing. I think it's a lack of evolving in so many ways.
I always tell a lot of the people, my Japanese friends who are in the industry who aren't doing so, I'm like, bro, I got this friend who's Vietnamese doing all kinds of concepts, killing everybody right now, you know? And it's like, you guys have to shift a paradigm and a mentality, an old paradigm that you guys have to overcome to evolve and become innovative and creative, and not just be like, well, this is how it's been done since the freaking like 1800s. We're not going to change. But you've changed all that. The way I see it, how Kei Concepts has evolved and has taken the front stage of showmanship and entertainment is how, you know how the musical Hamilton?
Yes.
Hamilton was run by a Latino guy, right? Yeah. He took an old American narrative of past presidents and turned it into a hip hop culture, you know? And 100%. People could say, well, that's not very authentic, but guess what? It's taking the world by storm because it's allowing people to connect in a different way. Exactly. And you're able to do that through food. Like this restaurant that's gonna open soon, so check out Ina here. So it's Japanese Italian, birthed by a Vietnamese guy who is all about arts, performing arts, and allowing people to experience something that they can't experience elsewhere. Like, I know that oftentimes in the operational world, there's operations, there's vision. Where would you fit yourself as closely as possible in that context?
Yeah, so we break it down in our corporate level into very clearly on the creative side and on the operation side. As much as I'm very involved in the operation side, my wife, which is my co-CEO, she's an excellent CEO at it. Like, she just extremely sharp, knows exactly how to execute every single thing that I think of. And so on the vision side, all I have to do is focus on the vision, how I'm gonna round people up to believe in the same vision, common goal. You know, all of our staff understand that they're part of something a lot bigger than just a job. We're changing the whole entire face of Little Saigon. We're changing a lot of misconception about food and beverage. I think the food and beverage industry has been broken for so long. You know, people are underpaid. Everyone is getting paid under the table. And so the visionary comes from me, but it's not going to go anywhere without perfect execution from my director, which is my co-CEO, my wife.
How do you marry the two? Like no pun intended, right?
Yeah.
You're married,
yeah.
And you juggle a married life, parenting life, and then a business life. Yeah. And also you lead a staff collectively of how many people roughly?
Our whole entire company right now is running around closer to 600. 600 this year, but we're probably going to hit 1,000 by next year. That's including the headquarters.
How do you navigate through just your own self-care, self-love, and still growing other people along the way?
And if you look at all of our restaurant, it's really reflecting on my mental health over the year.
Yeah.
So with soup, I was a desperate, person trying to prove that, Vietnamese food can stand shoulder to shoulder with other food, trying to prove it that it could be possible for you to charge higher for better quality, better product, better service. And then later on would be my dream, my yearning to connect with the 1.0, the boat people, the 1975 people who escaped here, and then their kids who are now scared of communists and I come from a communist country, and I want to show them that that's not just who we are. We have changed, and let's reconnect. And that's hence Vox. That's why I place it right here in Little Saigon. Yep. Because I want to show people that through food you can connect. And so if you see it one table, first generation and then 2.0 generation, and I consider myself a 1.5, which is right. Because I came here, I was born there, but I came here, but I'm closer to the 2.0, but I also understand the pain of the 1.0.
Pains.
And so how to connect them all and use foods as love and connect people. And so I did that, and I was like, I want more, I can create more. And hence gem, right? I want it to be the gem of the whole entire area, bringing the 2.0 with the 1.0 and their kids now, the 3.0, have to understand what that's all about. Yeah. And then bam, the pandemic hits. Yep. Pandemic hits, and what are you gonna do? Like, you miss Vietnam, like people want to go back, but they can't go back. The only way for you to really go anywhere is to stay here. And so I want to bring a piece of Vietnam to them. So I created Nếp Cafe so they can see what street food is all about, what street coffee is all about. And so through all of that, then obviously I went back to Vietnam a couple of times, and I was there. Yeah. And I saw the rate of how Vietnamese cuisine start to fuse with a bunch of other different things. I'm like, I want to show this too.
So check this out. Talk about wizardry and the imagination space. I mean, imagination sparks everything first.
Yeah.
Imagination comes into fruition, right?
Yeah.
Just to go deeper into like this man's thinking, he created Gem Dining down the street as a gem for the people here, right? Now, you and I share a common thing too. We share the same birthday.
Yes, that's crazy.
June 8th. And also Kanye West's birthday is June 8th. We're all kind of crazy visionaries.
A little
here.
bit.
But what I love is that's Gem, and 2 years later, you're opening NI. When you put those two words together, what is it, bro?
It's Gemini.
So think about even years later, how did you have the capacity to say like, okay, did that just come about? Or you say, nah, man, years down the line, or, whenever the universe permits, we're going to open NI, we're going to combine the two elements together as kind of like a synergistic level. We have a tree in Gem Dining, and we have this other tree which you're about to see in here, and it's finally coming together as Gemini.
It's a twin.
Dude, it's crazy, man. What you guys are doing is out of this world, literally. No one else is doing this because you guys are combining liberal arts and food as a tech company. I mean, that's just some straight up Kanye, Walt Disney level type of stuff. How would you relay some of your information and encourage people who are not just in the restaurant industry, but as we kind of phase out of the pandemic, but we're also forecasting a depression coming up soon? How would you encourage other people to kind of navigate through the same trajectory?
I think too many people getting into universities and studying of their PhDs or degrees, really thinking about what the job that they want to get would be. And I think that's increasingly unpopular because you can just study, to be, let's just take one example, would be like X-ray tech.
Yep.
Obviously later on AI could replace them.
True.
What I always recommend, I think liberal arts has become more and more and more important because AI cannot replace art. They could in some way, shape or form. But you will still feel so good going to the concert. You want to see that human interaction, that art from a human being. And so I keep telling them, liberal arts teaches you the humanity. And so through humanity, you learn how to talk to people, you learn how to connect, you learn how to, make your community better. You learn how to learn. We don't hire just smart people. IQs you can build. EQs you have to buy. You either buy or you build. You cannot build a person to be a good human being. That has been long gone ago. Like the moment that they were born, that's how they're being raised up. By the time that they get to you, they're already 18, 19 years old. Their personality baked in. And so we know that we cannot change people's personality, but you can change people IQs. You can train people on the technicalities. And so the way that we approach things is funny, charming, know how to talk to people, how to connect. Those you don't have to train, you just need to train them on the technicality.
Yeah, the skills.
Exactly. And then so people who goes to like liberal arts and study fine arts or sociology, those are the people that I find most interesting to talk to, and they understand the humanity side of it. And because of that, I think at the end of the day, it's gonna play a much bigger role for people, not just food and beverage, but any industry you go to. Your EQ will determine how you're going to get all the way to CEO. One of my mentors, she's running multiple restaurants for Gordon Ramsay. and she's used to be a librarian.
No kidding.
So she learned how to read.
Yeah.
And so from now, like, so how does a librarian running multiple locations of restaurant? Like, because they taught me how to read. So I can read anything, and I can put words into spoken words. So I can inspire people, and I can put words into knowledge, so I can actually know how to run restaurants. And I can run any industry, it doesn't matter, have to be that. I think it's important. I know that Asian families, we don't like kids to go into art, but art has been, to me, one of the most important thing, and even for AAPI community.
Yes.
The more
We're celebrating that.
exactly in May, and I just shot an episode for AAPI month.
Awesome.
Talking about all of this, and so how AAPI community would be able to add value into the art, and with lately, obviously AAPI Rising, and Shang-Chi, and all of this new and creative, Asian community contribution to art. And I think that's for any industry. It doesn't have to be food and beverage.
I put you right up there though. Remember the name, remember the face.
Yeah.
What does it mean for you specifically as you talk about AAPI, but for you to put it on for your actual Vietnamese community here in the heart of Little Saigon, right here in Orange County?
I think one of my mission in life is reconnect every single Vietnamese people that scatter all around this earth. After the war, I mean, everybody was scattering everywhere. There's not one single group of food and beverage, entertainment, all combined into art that is, generating content and actual physical spaces so that all Vietnamese people can connect. And I think Little Saigon, we call it Little Saigon for a reason, because it literally is the mini Saigon outside of Vietnam. I don't want to make it a space where anybody feels to want to reconnect with the root. Can come here first as a stepping stone for them to kind of really understand where we're going with this, and they can, before they come back to Vietnam, and see how all of us really reconnect. We're more the same than difference. We have a lot more similarities than differences over the years, even with different ideologies and politics, and we're same people, and we need to reconnect.
And in that way, through food, when we talk about the theme of what you truly want to do is you're helping people solve problems. You're helping solve problems in the biggest way. You're connecting everyone through the biggest common denominator. We talked about mental health. We talked about people who can't go back. It's pain.
Yes.
You're solving a pain, and you're allowing people to experience personal breakthroughs, new paradigm shifts, a feeling of love and belonging and a sense of community right here. Through food and technology, and just your vision to always want to put out fires and implement newer things and be innovative and putting liberal arts back into the community.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think that's a beautiful thing. Mentioned, I want to build up a $500 million company. You did not once mention anything about money, but it was just truly about making an impact, cemented by love and community at the end of the day. And leaving a legacy for your community, your hometown, your home country, your family, your daughter. In essence, that is what encapsulates the heart and the beat and the entire aura of I'm human too.
Yes, everybody is human.
Yes, and it's how do we humanize greatness in the sense that we take these amazing people, inspiring people, entrepreneurs, brands, and show the unique angles that make everybody human and connect at that level all over again.
Yes, and that's, to me, somebody has to do it. And the money should be just a bonus. It should never be your goal. Because I felt like if you wake up every day and trying to make money, you lose it real quick when you don't make money. Because the ability to make money is up and down with the market, with the climate. So if you wake up one day and felt that all you being born into this world to make money, at one point when you're not making money or you're losing money, you lose the will to live. But if you're thinking that, today is just going to be another day, trying to make someone else's life better, make good food, and just focus on, create art, That's why artists are always poor. If you're millennials and you're Gen Z and you really want to make it, remember this. And I heard this quote: slowly is the fastest way for you to get to where you want to be. You have to go slowly. You can't be impatient. You know, life's gonna beat you down along the way, and that's okay. You gotta stand up, brush yourself off, and just keep on going. You gotta take one step at a time. And I mean, a lot of people look at what I do, I'm like, oh, everything you touch turned to gold. I'm like, but it took me 20 years. I mean, I closed down countless businesses that I opened. You know, I went from bankruptcy to bankruptcy like multiple times. That's okay.
Yeah. I think Walt Disney went through 2 bankruptcies himself.
Yeah.
He had a mental breakdown like twice in his life, you know, before he is who he is today.
Yeah.
I keep comparing the two.
Yeah.
We've seen you guys, you know. With that, we still haven't even touched your food.
Yes.
I've had the luxury and the honor of having soup noodle bar. I've had hand roll, which is
box kitchen.
Japanese sushi hand roll.
Yeah.
Just done exquisitely, just amazing.
Very simple menu though.
Very simple. Simplicity is the essence of
key,
genius,
I think,
right? As we walk through a few of the concepts, are there like few dishes that you're excited for us to try and experience?
Upcoming?
Yep.
100% pizza. Well, we're sitting in E9, so I'm like, okay, well, you have to try the pizza here.
Okay.
Like we're spending a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're spending a lot of time. We're very excited to show people what Japanese Italian pizza is like. I had it for the first time in Vietnam.
No kidding.
Out of this restaurant called Pizza for P, and this couple from Japan actually went to Vietnam for other work, and it didn't go the way that they planned. But the husband was actually a genius pizza maker. He won like series of awards in Japan.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what? Let's just open a pizza concept in Vietnam. But it's actually everything is Japanese about it. And so when I had it for the first time, like honey on top of pizza, it makes absolutely no sense. I had it for the first time, and I felt I need to show this to the world.
Yeah.
This needs to be shown.
Yeah.
And so I've been working on this idea forever, and hopefully, you know, it's coming out in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
But you guys got to try the pizza.
Well,
yeah,
love
the
to.
Japanese Italian is just it's insane.
Yeah, love to. Here, yes. 4 cheese pizza.
So this is hot honey. So I'm gonna try.
You're gonna put honey on my pizza, bro? Yeah. Oh my god. AC, are you seeing this right now? Here we go with honey.
Hot honey, and then
Hot honey.
regular honey is right here.
If it's Japanese Italian, 超うまい。もう一番間違いない。これ絶対食べてね。
Yeah, this is my favorite pizza in the world right now. Like, I can't do without honey anymore. It's crazy, right? It's different. It's kind of like you eat it. You guys are the first 2 out of our company that actually try our pizza. So, first
That's what
2.
you call top-notch secret exposed to the right people. You guys, this is amazing.
Exclusive
pizza.
content.
How would your staff, some of the leaders in your restaurants, how would they describe you when you're in action?
Aggressive. My mind and my body moving at like 300 miles per hour all the time. You know, like they have to slow me down. My wife knows this, and she gotta calm me down a lot of time. Like, dude, like we have 6 openings this year. Slow down a little bit. Kitchen the same way. Like I move just extremely fast, and I just in my zone. But they would say, you know, as aggressive as I could be, you know, I'm also quite organized in the kitchen, and they would appreciate when, you know, when there's, you know, fire in the kitchen, I would come and help them out. But I'm always jumping into the kitchen whenever I could. You know, if I have a spare moment I can jump into the kitchen, I would. If you come here when we first open, you'll probably see me on the line. Yeah, that's how I like it.
You keep moving forward, progressing, innovative, but you care about the people, and you care about giving back, and you care about making an impact. And I think that's the key secret ingredient that you emphasize and you preach, not only preach, but you walk it every single day.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to commend you for being a game changer and an influencer, a real influencer, not social media, Instagram influencer, but the real kind that's making a real impact in this lifetime, in this generation for many to come, bro. So
Thanks so much.
Congratulations.
No, thanks so much. Yeah. Well, thanks for the talk today too, to share my story. I know that I don't talk about it in this sort of setting quite often. And people ask me all the time about what I do, and obviously I just tell them it's restaurants. But it's a lot more than that, I think.
Yeah, and obviously with AAPI Heritage Month, we want to amplify these voices as much as we can. I feel like today we've just been blessed with just a exponentially amazing person who's able to share not just his vision and his mindset, but also his vulnerabilities. Dude, I'm so glad that you and I are connected because, from where I live in the South Bay in Torrance, there's not too many good Vietnamese restaurants out there, man. So to be in the belly of the beast, to be at the heart and the epicenter of Vietnamese food, and to know that you are in charge here and I get to partake in some of that, I'm freaking excited. I want to thank you so much again, man. What did you learn just even within your own conversation today about yourself?
Yes, I really don't care for the money. I need money. Don't get me wrong.
You have money too.
Yeah. Well, mainly for taking care of the staff, building more concepts. I have so much more ideas that I want to do. Obviously, without the income, I can't do that.
Right.
So the income helps. But like I said, I care more about the human experience, the community. So I'm gonna start building this community the way that I envisioned it 20 years ago. And this is just a start. This is just the beginning. And everything that you see around here is just my hello. Many more to come.
Promise, yes? More to come.
Promise. 100%.
I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
That was dope.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir.
See you soon.